Today's Friday, November 28th, 2025. Welcome to This Week in Natural Refrigerants News, where we recap the top stories on naturalrefrigerants.com. This podcast is generated and read by artificial intelligence and may contain pronunciation errors. We're your hosts, AT.
And MO, and the articles for today's podcast were organized by naturalrefrigerants.com's managing editor and written by its writers. You can find links to each article in the show notes.
So let's get right into it. First up, we're looking at what feels like the next big frontier. Heavy-duty commercial heating. The Elemental London Trade Show, that was November 19th and 20th, it really seemed to prove that commercial R290 heat pumps are just dominating the conversation now.
They really are.
We saw at least 8 major exhibitors there, all showcasing some pretty serious non-residential propane units.
And this isn't just a technical showcase. This is a direct result of regulatory pressure.
Right.
These units can deliver flow temperatures between, say, 60 and 80 degrees C. That makes them a very efficient replacement for existing fossil fuel boilers.
So it's the F-gas regulations and the proposed PFAS restrictions really pushing this forward.
That's exactly it. It's accelerating the whole market. Take the Thermana's A-Therm 80 unit as an example. It hits a full 80 degrees C and can scale from 30 all the way up to 300 kilowatts per module.
That's some serious industrial muscle.
It is.
And speaking of industrial scale, let's shift over to New Zealand. Maersk just set a huge benchmark for CO2.
Oh, absolutely.
Their Ruakura Superhub cold storage facility near Hamilton just got the country's highest sustainability honor, the 6-star design and as-built Green Star rating.
And for a facility that's 18,000 square meters, that is a monumental achievement for R744.
Wow. So what's under the hood there?
Well, they're using 7 massive Advancer Steel XL CO2 racks. In total, you're looking at 0.9 megawatts of cooling, 2.1 of blast freezing, and 1.7 megawatts of freezing.
But the really clever part is the integration, isn't it?
Yes, that's the genius of it.
Yeah.
They're actively recovering heat from those CO2 racks, and they're using it for defrosting, for underfloor heating, and even for their domestic hot water supply. They're turning what's normally waste heat into a major energy source for the building.
That theme of excellence continued last week at the Atmosphere Europe Summit, this time in Padova, Italy.
Right, they just announced the annual award winners.
Honoring the best in natural refrigerant systems. Who took home the prizes?
Well, we saw 4 key winners. Co-op Denmark won Best in Sector for Retail End User.
Okay.
And then CERN won for Industrial End User. They're upgrading the particle detectors in the Large Hadron Collider with CO2 refrigeration systems.
Wait, CERN, for the particle detectors, that's about as high-tech as refrigeration gets.
It's incredibly high-energy physics, yeah.
So what about the innovation categories? What stood out there?
For heat pumps, Minergo won Innovation of the Year with their CO2 Pumpus air handling unit. But the one that really got people talking was in refrigeration. Magnatherm won for its Eclipse magnetocaloric system. It uses solid materials and magnetic fields, no traditional compression at all.
So a system that could, theoretically, eliminate refrigerants entirely.
That's the promise. A very different future for cooling.
The Atmosphere Summit also gave us a really good look ahead, especially from Carell's presentation on where commercial refrigeration is heading.
Right. Samuel DeRose from Carell laid out 3 key trends that, people really need to be watching.
Okay, what's the first one?
First is that CO2 condensing units are finally becoming affordable for smaller stores. We're talking under 800 square meters.
And that's because of things like double-stage compression and variable speed tech becoming more common.
Exactly. It's making CO2 a viable option for small commercial users now, not just supermarkets.
Okay, and what about on the propane side?
Well, the updated IEC standard, the one that raised the R290 charge limit to 500 grams, that's leading to much wider adoption of these large vertical propane cases that use a simpler single-circuit architecture.
And the third trend?
The next real efficiency battle is all about optimizing semi-flooded CO2 evaporators to run on extremely low superheat.
Which, for anyone listening, just means you're maximizing how much liquid refrigerant is in contact with the evaporator coils. It's the key to getting peak heat transfer and some pretty massive efficiency gains.
Precisely. And that actually brings us full circle back to Co-op.
The Retail Award winner.
Yes. Their award wasn't just for their systems. It recognized their whole pioneering strategy against PFAS, the so-called forever chemicals.
And they've been working on this for a long time. I think their public stand goes back to 2014.
It does. And the microwave popcorn story is just the perfect example of their approach.
Remind us of that one.
By mid-2015, they banned all microwave popcorn because they couldn't find a single supplier globally with a PFAS-free bag.
So they just pulled it from the shelves entirely.
Pulled it. Then they worked with a supplier to develop the world's first PFAS-free bag later that year. Their efforts were a huge reason why Denmark became the first country to ban PFAS in food contact paper and cardboard back in 2020.
So it's leadership that goes way beyond just the cooling systems. It's the entire supply chain.
This is AT.
And MO, and this has been the week in natural refrigerant news.